with the stroke of the parent foot. All these people.
Hey, Bill, Bina, Kathy. What's up, guys? Where's our judge?
It is, you can say you said hi.
And so my kid was
Hey everybody, we're gonna call this a secret show. Yeah, it'll be a secret show. Better late than never. Stuck in a hotel room again. It seems to be the normal these days, but life's been rough. Been at work. Had to wear socks all week. Don't know what I'm gonna do. It's getting cold, getting colder, and getting colder. I don't think any other state's as cold as it is here, but it is. Got a few questions this afternoon about memberships. Some people had gotten their money refunded. Some people lost the gifted memberships. I got rid of the $5 tier. I don't want the $5 tier. No reason to have a $5 tier. I don't want to rob people. I don't want that kind of money. That's just weird. I'm not that guy. And so I had to get rid of it. And the only way you can get rid of it, it cancels it for everybody who had it. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. The opportunities there just at a lower price point. In the end, your time is worth more than any dollar amount. Where you guys spend your time at shows where your heart's at, and it's just awesome. Thank you so much. We've got Judge Stevens, Judge Fleischer, and Judge Simpson. A little note on Judge Fleischer. You know, everybody's saying that there's no chat with Judge Fleischer right now. Everybody's a little bummed out about it. Everybody's a little flustered about it. Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you. Man, Fozzie gets all the good ones. Fozzie's got John Dawson, Mike No, Sharon, Katie Maxwell, Hanky Panky, Security. Dang it, I was hoping you was going to get one for Carrie T, but I guess she's already got a membership on the highest tier. Oh, there went Rivette. Thank you so much, Rivette. We really do appreciate it. Sometimes I watch Judge Fleischer, and you used to get wrapped up in the moderating world, and you're trying to figure out what to do now. Watch and enjoy, watch and learn. That's what we're here for. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rivette. We're going to jump into a court thing because I keep getting distracted by seeing everybody turn green. Thank you so much. Let's go look at Judge Stevens first. Stevens.
I in school. I like to help people out, work, and be with my family.
All right. And if you're given probation, will you follow the rules?
Oh, definitely.
Will you do what you're supposed to do?
Most definitely.
Stay out of trouble?
Yes, sir.
In these places with the fires, will you totally stay away from it?
Yes, sir.
All right. And are you very, very remorseful?
Very, very remorseful.
All right. And are you begging the court to give you probation, whether it be deferred or whether it be regular probation?
Probation, yes. Very much.
All right.
State, any questions you want to ask?
Any questions, Judge?
What are you sorry for? What did you do wrong?
Or
Here,
maybe drinking too much and just
what did you do here? How did you set this fire? Tell me about that.
I threw a cigarette in the apartment.
Why?
It was empty. I just threw it just there. So I thought it was out. I was in a hurry. I wanted to go home.
Why did you want to set fire to the apartment? This is a multi-dwelling building, right? It was one apartment in an apartment complex, correct? Right? Everybody? Avery Trace Apartments. Have everybody looked at this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, you set a fire in one. I mean, there's no reason with some bad luck, the whole place could burn down with multiple people being involved and victimized. But why did you do that?
Maybe because I was kind of buzzed. I saw a lot of roaches running around. I used to do those.
Oh, you were killing roaches.
I tried burning.
You were killing roaches by setting a fire, by committing arson? That's your That's what you're trying to tell me?
I will burn one of them. But,
Or you want to burn one roach?
but I guess
Are you at war with roaches? I mean, what is this? Is this a, what's, I don't
I
understand
used to
here.
live in that apartment and they never fixed my apartment. They never fixed it.
You used to live in that apartment?
Yes.
Oh, okay, now
They
we're getting
never-
somewhere.
They never changed my carpet. They broke my glass patio door.
Okay,
and-
so are you trying to say you were mad at those people who weren't taking care of your apartment as they were supposed to, and you decided you would damage it? Is that what you're saying?
I just threw a cigarette and
You threw what?
to cigarette to burn the boat or something was burning. I just threw it just. But it was out. I think it wasn't burning. It just started threw it away. I thought I wasn't gonna do that, all the damage.
Okay. So what were you trying to do?
Me and my brother, we moved out of there to a different apartment.
No, what were you doing?
Oh,
What were you trying to, what were you trying to do by causing a fire?
the door was open. I just wanted to see how it looked like.
But you set the fire. Right? You set a fire. And could have burned not only that unit down, but it could have damaged a lot of other units, correct? Why? Why would you want to jeopardize so many people's lives?
But I didn't think about that. I don't even try, no, the cigarette, I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Well,
But that's
certainly we can all agree. You weren't thinking. Not thinking has a lot to do with your actions on this part, because this is very foolish, dumb behavior you're trying to explain to me. And it doesn't really make any sense. Does anybody, can anybody tell me anything sensical about
I think
what
I can
he's
make-
trying to
I think I can make sense. out of it.
communicate? Really?
Yeah, well, I think the way. to
Give it a
make-
try.
I think the way to make sense out of it is, Judge, is that even though intoxication or voluntary intoxication is not a legal defense, he was intoxicated at the time. And even though that's not a legal defense, that's an explanation as to why he was acting the way he was acting. It would go more to a mitigating factor, but not a legal defense.
All right, the pre-sentence report, is there any objection to the pre-sentence report being made a part of the record?
No, sir.
This stay?
No, sir.
No, okay, then it is made a part of the record. Paragraph 3, everybody reads that? Second sentence,
On which page? 1, 2,
1.
on page 1?
Third paragraph.
Yes, I saw that.
Witness identified as a name advised she had seen the defendant multiple times because his brother used to live in apartment, but was evicted. Now this fire is occurring in apartment unit 2. According to this witness, this same Hispanic male, the defendant, started multiple fires in the complex previously by setting barbecue pits on fire under the carport. They further explained that she saw the defendant standing across the sidewalk watching the fire as it was occurring. And if that's not enough, well, we have a video of the whole event. As the assistant store manager of HEB says, there's the video, they have video footage of the defendant arriving on the property and starting a fire at the north side of the building. All right. The defendant's pre-sentence report reflects a host of prior convictions, doesn't it? We've got as early as 1994, illegal possession of marijuana conviction is a misdemeanor. He was fined there in Hidalgo County. 98, misdemeanor retail theft, Champaign County, Illinois. And then we get to something interesting in 98, knowingly damaging property in Champaign, Illinois, 18 months conditional discharge. Then in 2000, 12 months driving under influence of alcohol in Champaign County, Illinois, 12 months conditional discharge and a fine. In 1999, he is sentenced to 30 months conditional discharge in Champaign, Illinois for burglary. You just made a mess up there. And in 2001, 3 years prison, unlawful possession of a converted vehicle. Now, that one is an interesting name. I'm not sure, but we're not going to go into it. But unlawful possession of a converted vehicle. I don't know what that means, but he got 3 years for it. It's illegal in Champaign County. I've never heard of that type of crime. And then in 2002, he was sentenced to aggravated criminal sexual abuse in Champaign County, Illinois, sentenced to 24 months of probation. That was revoked because he failed, and he received 5 years prison. So he has at least 2 prior felony convictions. And that was a mess he made in Champaign County. Now he's here in Jefferson County making a mess. Anything else?
No.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Alafa? No? I'm going to find then you have pleaded guilty today earlier voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood and you understood the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of arson with intent to damage a habitation, a first-degree felony. I'm following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced. Finding you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You have made a mess in Illinois. Then you come down here and you're making a mess now in Beaumont. Shame on you. I just wish that the punishment could have been higher because you richly deserve it based upon your irresponsible history of criminal behavior and damage and hurting people. You need to fix that. You're dangerous to yourself and others. And I'm sure there was damage to the apartment. And I don't know what that is. Nobody's asking about restitution. I'm sure somebody has to pay for that too. Another part of the mess that you're costing others. You're going to prison. That's where you deserve to be.
Okay, and I'll just go ahead and say no, I have not seen Judge Boyd. I haven't seen her in the last couple of weeks, actually, maybe once in the last couple of weeks. Work's been keeping me chaotic. I try to catch Judge Fleischer when I can and try to catch some of the other ones. Whenever I leave out, I put some on record, and whenever I get back, I try to get through them, but I have not seen it, so I will certainly look for it. I do not have it. No, Brecken, I'll find it. We'll get it. Just give me till next Thursday, and I should have it by next Thursday. That seems like a good timeline for it. So speaking of doing shows, this weekend I'm going to have some time off. So me and Allie's going to do some Court Addict. We're going to do some longer ones, just try to catch up on some stuff. We're going to do some more American Courts. We're going to do that, and we're gonna try to see what we can't show out there. So looks like Victoria showed up. How about that? I was wondering where the heathens were at. There we go. No, Fozzie, don't be mad. Just disappointed, but it's okay. I've been married a long time. I know what it's like to be disappointed. So I'm fine with that. So Sea Critter doesn't want to say hi yet, but I want to compliment her hair. I've never seen her hair. It's adorable in your profile picture, Sea Critter. I like that. We're going to jump over to. Oh hell, let's go to Judge Simpson. Let's save Fleischer for the end one. So here's Judge Simpson.
We represented ourselves.
All right. Where are we in regard to this case?
So, Your Honor, I filed a motion to dismiss. I'm not sure if that came into your chambers yet.
What's the basis of your motion to dismiss?
The fact that the water bill is what I'm being charged for as non-payment of rent. The water bill is high due to a broken wax ring in the toilet. As per a contractor that Ms. Jelani hired, who stated that this is the cause of the entire problem, and that's never been fixed. That was the first time when the ceiling collapsed, they figured this would happen. So a year later, this was not professionally done. She dismissed this contractor because she didn't want to get it done right. She hired a family friend who did not fix it right. She did not replace the tub or the toilet or fix the wax ring. So because of that, as per his expertise, he stated that,
How much is owing?
I'm sorry?
Your Honor, if I may, these two cases were consolidated. There was originally a non-payment case, and then there is a termination of tenancy case as well. Quite frankly, we're just looking for possession back, and I'd be more than happy to dismiss the non-payment of rent.
And there's no lease,
The lease expired in May.
so there's no lease.
We're at a month to month, and I want to leave. I can't leave because work is being done.
Says what?
The work is being done in the home, and there's mold in the home. I put that all in the case that
I understand that, ma'am, but what they want is for you to vacate the premises. And so you're telling me you can't leave because why?
because there's mold in the home and it's not safe to go in. There's no movers who will go in there. I don't want to stay there, but I can't get my stuff out because when we left, everything was just as it was. And it's been that way since August till today. So till today, work is not being done. If you go in there, from what a mover I did send over there saw, it's the floors are missing. They're like, they're not going there. It's not safe.
Your Honor, a little context maybe to help the court. If the court recalls, back in August, there was a loss at the premises. The defendants vacated. The only thing remaining really is their personal possessions. And that's really all we're trying to get is their personal possessions.
And I can definitely do that as long as it's safe to go in for someone. I'm not gonna get sued for.
Well, who said it's unsafe?
A couple of things. There's a sticker on the doors.
What sticker?
There's a stick.
If I may, Your Honor.
There's a sticker on the door by the fire chief. Do not enter the property unless you're working on it.
Correct,
Right.
which means that you can enter the premises.
Right. They can enter the premises to do work or to move, but companies are not willing to go in like that. I had one company call before.
This makes no sense to me.
They won't
Don't
go in.
disagree, Your Honor. If again, some context, when the loss occurred, they shut off the water because it was a water damage issue. The water and
I
then,
don't even need to know that.
okay,
When are you gonna get your stuff out?
As soon as they're done working on the property. Or as soon
No,
as it's safe
it
enough.
doesn't work that way.
Okay,
You've got to get your property out.
absolutely, but no one will go in there and take it out because of the status of the home.
Who,
Your Honor, my clients don't even have keys. The only keys.
There's
are
a
in
lockbox on the
that
door.
defendant has.
And she has access to the property.
She doesn't, my client doesn't have any access. We're just trying to get the property back.
And I will gladly give
why
it,
are you guys talking over each other?
I'm sorry.
I have repeatedly requested just a date or a time frame to get stuff out and I'm still not done.
When there's floors, then people can go in and take stuff out. There's no floors to walk on. And there's
How
no,
much property's in there?
a lot, my whole house, my whole life, Your Honor.
So what would you do if I said they can move it out, put it outside the premises, you gotta come get it?
That wouldn't be fair. Because
Pardon? That what?
it wouldn't be fair because
It wouldn't be?
my whole life is in there, Your Honor. I have to pack my stuff, my children's stuff. People just coming in and just taking your stuff out.
But you can't just sit there and not do anything.
I'm not, sir. I'm looking for someone who is willing to go in there and remove my items.
Then what you need to do
Okay.
is I'll pass it, take a break. You need to call. I want to know who you called. Find somebody before you leave here today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I have to have my stuff out by today?
What did I just say to you?
He said, find somebody.
You need to call somebody. You can use your phone, look up whoever you gotta look up,
Okay,
call them, find somebody that's gonna move your stuff and when they can do it.
okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
And then I'll call the case back up, but don't leave the building until such time as I tell you you can leave, because we're gonna get a date today. And that was fun. Okay. Go ahead.
So I called several companies and they posed a very valid question that I forgot to bring up. Where will you be taking your items to now? I don't have any place to take it because I'm displaced because of the landlord's negligence to fix the housing, the ceiling collapse. So I'm in a hotel with 4 children. I have nowhere to take it. That's one thing. I need time to find a place. I've been looking since May and even more now in August, and nobody wants to rent with me because they're like, you know, you have an eviction. So I did ask though, I said, well, if I had to move the stuff, could you come? There's mold present. 2 men in a truck said, no, they're not doing it. I can call, put Debbie on the speaker. This side up moving said, absolutely not. That's via text because of the mold present. A third party, he says, he has to see how bad it is, but with mold, he can't send his guides in there.
If I may, Your Honor, my client would be happy to give 30 days to get their stuff out, and after that, the writ would issue. There's some other options we can put on the table here to get this over and done with.
I need to be able to find a place to stay. I can try, I don't know.
Okay, so here's the problem. You gotta find a place.
Yeah, I've been trying around.
No, you gotta find a place. Because if you can't find a place, so understand what will happen.
Okay,
What will happen is I will set this for trial. If you lose that trial, it's not gonna, all of these questions aren't gonna matter. Because what will happen is I'll give them the authority just to put it out on the curb.
Your Honor, I need more time than 30 days to get out of there. It's not like I don't want to be there. I need to find. I don't want to go to trial. I really don't. I want to be done with this, but I need to find a place that rents. If there's something given to me.
Have you asked them how much time they'll get? They're saying 30 days. Have you proposed anything to them about time frame?
Yeah, I've told this to Mr. Evanchik. I've told him that what's going on. I've been in conversation with him. He's just telling me, get out, get out, get out.
Okay, fine. But if he's saying 30 days, have you given him a time frame that you could do it?
He never said 30 days, but I cannot.
Okay, he just said 30 days. Do you have a time frame that you could do it?
I might need 90 days because there's an eviction. If the eviction can go away and I can get something from the court showing prospective landlords that I'm not on eviction, I'm not being evicted, I was never evicted, they will rent to me. My credit is fine. It's not the issue. It's just this fact. I didn't want to spend Thanksgiving in a hotel with my 4 kids or Christmas or their birthdays.
30 days, conditional order dismissal.
30 days is not enough.
With the reinstatement in the event that the. Your
Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, can I speak, please, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay, Miss Janet Garden.
Hell, I thought that lady was asleep the whole time. I didn't know she was even awake. So now we get to hear from her.
Has been staying with us. The biggest problem out of this whole issue is the kids that are involved. And they came out of that house. My nephew was the ceiling fell, almost killed him. She just lost that. She lost one of our child during COVID. So it's been like an emotional roller coaster, a single mom with 4 kids. She's been paying our rent to this, the landlord. I've been helping out this family. And it's just to see when things happen and there's a crisis. Within those crisis time, everything everyone wants in the society is money, 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 money. Not forgetting the people that has been displaced in this situation.
Ma'am, that's not true here because they said, ma'am, that's not true here because they said that they just want the premises.
The guy's been very aggressive.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
I need more time. I will leave the premise.
Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you out there, talk to Mr. Evercheck. You guys try to figure out a time.
He's very aggressive,
Your
sir.
Honor,
He's very
Miss,
aggressive.
hold on.
All right, then you're gonna need to talk to me.
Yes,
If
Your
you
Honor.
want the bottom line of aggressiveness, you're gonna have to talk to me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass the matter. Have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, folks. So we are not any further along than when I last left you, I'm presuming.
No, Your Honor, I did try to discuss this with, not successful.
And ma'am, what is your, there's no lease.
No.
So I guess the question becomes, why wouldn't I just give them a judgment and give you 10 days to move?
Well, because there was conversation of continuation of a lease prior to this collapse. And if it wasn't for the collapse, I probably would have at this point found a place to stay. And I would not be in a hotel spending thousands of dollars. And we wouldn't be here at all. And there would be no eviction. And I would have been able to get a new place smoothly and have my family safe and happy.
But you understand that I really don't, other than maybe a few equities that fall to your side, have a reason to delay it. I mean, here's the reality of it. The reality is you're going to need to move.
Yes.
All right. So from my standpoint, it's the issue of time. And you're saying you need 90 days.
At least, sir.
Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, I can tell you, I'm not going to issue a judgment for 90 days. Is rent being paid?
No, because the property is not habitable.
Got it.
There is rent in escrow from when this originally started as a non-payment. Paid $2,500, so we would ask that be my client.
No. If it wasn't for the landlord's negligence, we wouldn't be here to begin with.
Okay, well, I can solve the escrow issue right now. I'm not returning it to anybody right at this moment. Okay. Because the issue is a move out.
All right, so how much time can you allot me, Your Honor? Because, I mean, there'll be another case with the situation of the housing and all, but right now they want possession. So what's the max amount of time you can give me, knowing that no one is willing to come and move my property? And also knowing that I cannot find a new place within the state of Michigan with the open eviction under my name?
Well, let me answer it this way. I try to resolve these in a fashion where it is beneficial for both parties. All right. And let me ask you this. Would you be able to get this all arranged in 30 days?
No, sir.
All right.
I can, if you will allow me maybe 60 days, that would be more. If I can also get something from the court or the landlord stating that I'm not evicted. So when I do present my application to new housing, I can present that as well.
And Your Honor, if I may, as we previously indicated, we're happy to do a conditional order dismissal to move this along.
Your Honor, how long does an eviction stay within your court, please? Because they do check that.
What do you mean? How long does it stay?
Like if a prospective landlord's realtor is looking at my name or pulling up records to see.
What if they pull it up and they look at it? And what counsel's indicating is if we do this by way of a conditional order of dismissal, then it will look as though the case is dismissed.
Okay.
And then otherwise, it's going to look like there's a judgment or a pending action.
Right. Okay.
If they come in, I will say this, if they come in and look closely at the file, they may see something different,
Oh,
but it will reflect as a conditional order of dismissal. It'll look as though it's dismissed, if you comply with all of the terms and plaintiff doesn't have to then issue the judgment and have you evicted, it will look as though it is dismissed.
Okay, I don't know how that's gonna help me or hurt me, but what I would like to ask is, did you get a moment to look at my motion to dismiss? Can we just dismiss it all altogether, being that?
The motion to dismiss is denied. There isn't a basis for me to dismiss the case. In
Okay,
particular, not the termination action.
I'm sorry?
In particular, not the termination action.
Okay, so the eviction is based on $200 that I did not pay for her to fix the plumbing because the plumbing was never fixed. Until the time that
Ma'am, if you want to litigate this case, then you can litigate it. And you're gonna be right at that 10-day period. But if you want to go ahead, you can go ahead.
well, no, I don't want to be at a 10-day period. I would like to have time to get a company who's willing to move my stuff out with the mold situation.
All right, here's what I would suggest to the parties.
Okay.
That there be a conditional order of dismissal with that the defendant would vacate the premises by January 31st of 2025.
I apologize, Your Honor, I'm not doing the math, but is that more than 56 days?
It is not.
Okay, so we're under 56.
Yes,
I think that works out to pretty close to 45 days.
correct. So about,
My client's fine with that.
what about you?
Okay, t-shirt. Can I get something next week? I'm sorry, Your Honor, you said.
The January 31st day. Okay. Now, I think in the conditional order dismissal would have to acknowledge that you're not residing in the premises, but that there and won't reside in the premises.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
That the conditional order dismissal would have to indicate that you're not residing in the premises, will not reside in the premises, but that you have personal property in the or on the property,
Okay,
and that the personal property would have to be removed by defendant prior to that date.
okay,
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 just so that we make that clear. All right. Also, in the conditional order dismissal, the amount held in escrow, that the court will rule on that issue after the defendant has vacated the premises,
okay.
as to where that property would go or where that money would go. And I can give a court date for you guys to come back. I need a court date in February. And that there's a hearing set on the escrow for February 4th, 2025 at 9 a.m.
Do we have to be here in person, Your Honor?
You'd have to submit a form to appear in Zoom.
I'm sorry, sir.
You'd have to submit a form if you're going to appear by Zoom. I'm not guaranteeing that I would say that you can.
Okay,
If you have if everything is out of the property, I'm going to be much more inclined to let that happen.
sounds good to me. One more thing. In regards to the mold and everybody denying me to come in because of the mold, is it possible for you to put into the conditional that they can at least show something that the mold has been taken care of? So, because people are gonna have to come in and pack my stuff, so they're comfortable doing.
Well, I'm not going to get into that. I will just say this,
Okay,
that mold can appear there's mold everywhere. The question is whether or not the mold is of a type and nature that exposure to that would jeopardize some impairment of human health.
it is.
I don't know that, ma'am.
No, I sent you the mold report.
I understand that, but there are differences there are still differences in that. So I am not going to, I'm not here to make a ruling and will not make a ruling as it regards the mold and the like. If the folks that move in go in to move your property, have to mask up or do whatever it needs to protect themselves, and they certainly can do that. Because if you don't move the property, the reality is that's precisely what plaintiff is going to have to do in regard to getting the property out of the premises. So, all right. Anything else?
No, if I could just read back through this really quick, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I'm going to be preparing this.
Yes.
So, defendant to vacate on or before January 31st, 2025, removing personal property possession. Defendants have already vacated the premises. That the court will be on 2025 at 9 o'clock in regards to $2,500 escrow. I assume that if we are able to reach resolution ahead of that, then we don't need to come back.
Correct.
Okay, so I will draft this up and submit it to the court, or a copy of both, or post as defendant.
All right. Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do either of you have any other questions?
No, that'll be all.
All right. Thank
Have
you.
a happy holiday. Have a wonderful holiday, sir.
You do the same.
So John's got a good point here. Everybody watching Judge Fleischer. Judge Simpson's still getting a lot of love on YouTube. He's still getting a lot of good stuff. He deleted all of his videos the other day. So if you guys want to keep up with him, y'all going to have to watch him. A good friend of mine was about to take off. He was about to take off the month of December from YouTube, just kind of give himself a reset. And I joked with him, said, hey, you know what? Court will be the same in January. It's all the same stuff. But I can just tell you over the last few weeks at work, you start to realize how much you're missing. You start to pay attention to, little things that you've missed. And I think I was talking to Linus earlier today. I was like, hold on, I think we broke up. We don't talk as much as we used to, with Judge Fleischer's chat being out. And so it's an odd community. I've got to learn all different kinds of ways of bullying I'd never really thought of before. You start to see people that they're nice, and they're oddly nice, and they're really nice, and then all of a sudden you start to realize, hold on, this is a form of bullying. Hold on, let me check. Is Carrie T in the chat? I'm not sure. Okay, we're all safe here. All right, but it's neat how people just find all different ways to have fun with chat. Hey Durval, good to see you coming in, and we're going to jump over to Judge Fleischer since we're talking about Judge Fleischer this morning. He has some interesting ones, and of course he was all dressed up. So let's jump into that.
In jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were dispatched to a crash in Harris County, Texas. Officers arrived and observed the defendant as the sole occupant in the driver's seat. They observed red glossy eyes, strong odor of alcohol, slurred speech, and unsteadiness. Complaining witness told officers she was sitting at a red light when the defendant rear-ended her. Complaining witness exited and walked over to defendant's car and observed an open can of beer in the cup holder. SFSTs conducted 6 out of 6 HGN, 5 out of 8 walk and turn, 3 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read and defendant consented to blood sample. His license is eligible and this is his first DWI, Judge.
Open container of beer while drinking, you say? Mr. Leatherwood, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? I'm also making that a condition of your bond. I would hope that you understand it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Strauss. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, you endanger my county, I'm going to revoke your bond. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand? All right. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria where we'll have you sign a reset. After that, we'll get you with Felicia-free bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go.
Yeah, Judge, we believe, Your Honor, what was in the car was an energy drink, Judge. It was not alcohol, Your Honor.
It's just what's alleged, Judge. I mean, I don't have a photo of the
Judge, he
can,
has no
but-
priors. We would ask you, Judge, to allow him to drive while on bond.
They're alleging he's got an open container of beer in the car while he's driving. I mean, you know, if you show me that it's not, I'll take it away. But I mean, they're telling me it's an open container of beer. So do this. Is the video here? Do you have anything?
Yeah, it looks like we have some body cam, Judge.
Okay, do you want to take a look real quick to see if you see something different?
Take a look. Your
No,
Honor.
I mean, we've got time. It's
Yes, sir.
9:45, you know,
Yes.
we've got
Take a
all
look. I'm
day.
ready to approach.
Well, not all day, but you know,
Sir.
take a look real quick. I'll put this on hold if you find something different, you know,
Yes,
and
sir.
once they have time, they can go out, reach to the officer, see, hey, was it really an energy drink? Was it a beer? And let's see. But if he's drinking and he's in the car and they're alleging that, no, you know, there has to,
We'll go look at it.
yeah, sure, for sure. Mr. Leatherwood, heed this warning. You won't get another one. Do you understand? Okay, come on.
All right, Davis, come on up, page 7.
What, hey, Vic, what page? 17?
7, last name Davis.
Good morning, Mr. Davis. So you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complaining witness and the defendant are married. Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. They met with the complaining witness, who stated that she had called the defendant and noticed that he was intoxicated. Complaining witness then drove to the defendant's location to take his keys to make sure that he would not drive. The defendant
Smart. Wonderful.
The defendant refused to give her the keys. The keys ended up on the ground. The complaining witness went to pick the keys up, and the defendant started grabbing her, pushing her, and hugging her as they both fell onto the ground. Complaining witness said that she fell onto the ground and she felt pain and discomfort, and the defendant was on top of her. The officer noticed the defendant was much larger than the complaining witness, leading him to believe that the defendant falling on top of her would cause pain as well.
So did he intentionally assault? Was it an accident? I don't, read it again. You said he fell on top of her. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, Judge. He hugged her and then they both fell to the ground. And then he had fallen on top of her when they fell to the ground.
This is a specific intent crime.
I don't think we have an offense report, Judge.
Well, nevertheless, this is what we do now. This is the probable cause hearing. You got to have it now.
This is a DVD case, Judge. I don't think that the complaining witness has been ripped yet.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we got what we got here, and I don't see intent. You know, in life, Mr. Davis, it's Davis, right? There are people who drink, they become very happy. You know, they're great to hang out with. They crack jokes. They're just the life of the party. And then there are those people, when they drink, they become the devil incarnate. They get horns. They just become terrible. If this strikes a familiar chord, don't drink. You know, it sounds like someone's trying to do something very loving, you know, really. I'm going to find no probable cause now because I don't see intent, but just be careful. You know what I mean? Just, you got one life. Be happy and be nice. All right? Just take a seat for me, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 17. Laverne. Asia.
I'm sorry, I missed the page. I was like
17.
zoning. Ms. Laverne, good morning. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Any witness and the defendant were dating for 6 months. On 12/4, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. They met with the complaining witness, who stated that the complaining witness and the defendant were at their uncle's house. for food when the defendant became angry. The complainant had received a call from another girl. Complainant called the girl back to prove she wasn't cheating, or he wasn't cheating. Defendant snatched the phone from complaining witness and began screaming at other party. Defendant grabbed complainant by the throat with her hand and struck him multiple times with a closed fist, causing pain. Complainant called police when the arguing calmed down. The witness stated he did not observe the fighting, but did hear defendant say, I hit you and I'll do it again. No visible injuries were observed on either party.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know, do you guys have the rip done? Do we know if he wants to continue to have contact with her?
The DVD case, Judge, and we don't have the rip on this.
Okay, I don't know if he wants to have contact with you, so until I know what his wishes are, I'm going to order you not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? Ms. Laverne, I want you to understand that I'm going to protect every person in my county. If I have to put you in custody, I'll do it in a heartbeat to protect everyone. Do you understand? There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. You need to get to know it. If you violate this protective order, the state can file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. There's a residential restriction. There's things that you can't do. So take note and don't have any contact, don't have any weapons with this person. Do you have any questions? I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just over the conditions. Do you have any questions? How old are you, man?
22.
You're 20. What do you do for a living?
I'm going to school.
Where do you go to school?
San Jacinto.
Okay. Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a dancer.
A dancer.
Yes.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. I'm going to order you also as a condition of your bond not to use alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm not asking much from you. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law. Don't use alcohol. Don't use drugs. I'm going to test you. Do you understand? In fact, I think I'm going to send you for a test today because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Come back, and then I'm going to find you a lawyer, ma'am. All right? Okay, please. No, because we're going to monitor. All right, I'm going to have you swear to this here. We're going to set you off. Normally, we set cases off, 45, 60 days on a first setting. We're just going to do a couple weeks for your lawyer to do research, and then we'll find out whatever it is. It is.
To keep the reset date and do it off docket if it is what we think it is, come in.
It's up to you. Whatever you want, Brandon. I'm happy to do however you want to do. But, if you want to come in, don't come in off docket because we need it docketed so that they can prepare as well, So that's why if you want to set up a particular day, I'm happy to do it. But off docket's kind of not giving them sufficient notice, Okay, so but whatever day you want, I'm happy to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, sir. Come sign. And if it's not a beer, there's a big problem because that's a sworn document. You know what I mean? So
I'll take a look.
do your diligence.
Judge, this is my client.
Step all the way up.
Is this Miss Ortiz?
It is, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Ortiz.
Morning, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Ortiz, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It looks like you were placed on probation for this DWI. It is alleged now that you have violated that probation. Is this still an open case in Barrett County? Okay, so we're not going to go forward on that one. I guess let's do the VIP. One of the things is that you have to plead true to these allegations, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the problem is that if you plead true to one of the open cases, that could essentially hurt you, and it's not what we're trying to do here. So what we'll go forward is it true that you failed to participate and complete the DWI Victim Impact Panel as alleged? Okay, I'm going to find that it's true. I'm going to revoke your probation. I'm going to sentence you to 30 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 5 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for a year, ma'am. Do not drive until you get a license. gotta be careful, man. You know, you're begging to go to prison. Just, if it's all centered around one thing and it's booze, just stop. It's not hard. Mind over matter, you know? Okay, all right, good luck, Ms. Ortiz. Thanks, Brandon.
So I spoke with pretrial judge and I spoke with the coordinator. Per pretrial, he's tested positive presumptively, because they have to send it to a lab for confirmatory for alcohol and THC. I think they described his behavior as
Threatening.
well, I didn't get threatening, but
I got threatening. And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not gonna have you, and I'm not gonna stand for your threatening anyone in this court at any time. That is, every part of this is an extension of us. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what building you're in, whether you're in pretrial services, whether you're taking a drug test. It's unacceptable, and I'm revoking your bond, and you now goes with you.
if I can judge, I don't believe there has been actually any evidence presented to warrant a
Hold
bond
on, Stephen.
revocation.
She told me yesterday that there had been multiple threats.
So, all right, to circle back, there's a couple things. In speaking with pretrial, I have not received any information about threats. I've received information about cursing and rude behavior.
Yes, Judge,
Don't
there was
speak.
no like threat of like harm or anything like that. It was just more so attitude. He was making people at our office a little bit uncomfortable just with his demeanor and the things that he was saying, but none of it, to my knowledge, has been anything, you know, putting anyone in danger, threatening danger, anything of that sort.
This is where I
You
want.
have an open criminal case. You're to be humble and contrite. And when you're not, and when you're threatening, abusive, harassing, I'm going to take care of you and I will light you up like a damn Christmas tree. Do you understand? It is unacceptable, the behavior that you have displayed here with myself, with pretrial, with the people down over there. And if you don't straighten up and fly right, I'm going to be all over you. Do you understand? One false move again. This is not supposed to be a happy time for you. And I don't know what I need to do to get your attention. But next time, I will classify you as a danger, revoke your bond, and make it so high you will have teeth falling out. Do you understand? Take a seat.
Thank you, Judge. Back to the point. You have a preference on the reset date, Judge? He's got-
So what, tell me what he tested positive for.
It was THC and alcohol, Judge.
Okay.
This is where I'll add that the court added bond conditions yesterday, so he had the magistrate.
understand.
Okay.
He did have
So-
to use magistrate orders in October, that I did see that he was instructed over. It didn't have no alcohol, but it did have
October what?
October.
14th, 15th.
Give me the last name again.
Bledsoe, BLED.
Oh, no, he's still smoking weed then. I mean, if they told him not to use any kind of illegal drugs and he tested positive right now, give me the date, please. Come up, Mr. Bledsoe. You're not off the hook yet.
This is where I will repeat my assertion that since he's out on bond, he's entitled to a hearing where the rules of evidence would apply.
What we're doing right now.
Well, then I'm going to object to hearsay to anything and everything being heard by the court.
What day was the magistrate condition for no using, please? October 20th.
I'll also give my spiel about THC seltzers that I could buy at Specs that have no alcohol but have THC in them.
You are not to use alcohol. You are not to use illegal drugs. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to test you again in 2 weeks from today. If you test positive for THC again, and I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's a gummy, I don't care if it's a joint, I don't care if it's Delta 8, if it's Delta 9, if it's Delta 352, whatever it may be, you will stay with me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Get whatever records you need. But if you test positive for THC again, You're on notice now. You will stay with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Have a seat back in there. Come on. But did you have a preference on the reset date, Judge?
2 weeks, whatever you want.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. You said
And
2
I'll
weeks.
test him back and we'll see.
Do you
But
want,
by then it'll be sufficient benefit that there's just no argument.
do you want him 2 weeks from today testing on that date?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do. Thank you, Judge.
For sure, Nick. And thank you. Hi, Ms. Brown. How are you? I'm sorry to see you in this circumstance. You know, you now picked up a terroristic threat, serious bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail. You know, the thing that I told all of them that I'm happy that you didn't follow through. That, you know, sticks and stones, right? But words can hurt sometimes, right? As you now see, you've now picked up a new case. I don't know how we go forward now. What do we do? I don't know either. You're 19, right? Where do we go? Because you had a home to go to, but we don't know if we can put you back in the home. No way under any circumstance am I going to let you just out on the street. That's a death sentence. Because where would you go? Who are you going to be with? How are you going to eat? I can't do that. We can't just give you a PR bond. I have to know where you're going to go, who you're going to be with, so we don't set you up for failure. Do you know the phone number to that house? Have you given it to Josh? Okay, don't say it out loud. If you can write it down, we're going to try to get in contact with them. We can call now so that we can see if they're willing to take you back. And then we'll go from there, because I don't know how we're going to go forward. I don't want to let you out on the street. Is there anyone here, do you know, for her? You've been in contact with the caseworker, social worker, or no?
The caseworker, and then also her appointed guardian.
Have you talked to them lately?
Not since this new case.
Okay, so I guess, can we try to do that today? Let's roll it to tomorrow. Let's see, are they going to accept her back? If not, how do we go forward? I don't want to keep you here for a long time, but I don't know how to go forward at this time. So let's give it a day. Let's see what Josh can find, and then we'll bring you back, okay? All right, sticks and stones, I'm glad that you didn't follow through. That's good. Now, we have to get you to learn self-control so that you don't flip out. That's the name of the game now. All right? Think about it. Okay. All right. Thanks.
I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. This young lady here, she lives in like a group home. She's been in the court 3 or 4 times. She's got some issues. She's got her challenges in life. Her first video that I showed her was the first time I ever actually pulled a video, because the comments were just downright mean and just hateful, to the point where I just didn't see any redemption of it, and it was better just to get rid of the video. When you get somebody who's got challenges in life, and especially at her young age, and you can always challenge the argument, and you can always challenge the stuff, but just to be as damn mean as some people were to this young lady, it's just downright hurtful. But I like how the judge talks to her. I like how he talks to her on her level, and he tries to calm her down, tries to just help her understand that there's going to be consequences for actions, and you just can't act out. And so there again on this one, the judge impresses me on it. So we're going to jump on to the next one.
Antonio. I don't know how many times we're really going to bend over backwards to continue to let you out of jail. At some point, your actions become your own. I understand that you've had a hard life. I understand that you've not had people in there to guide you. That's why we are here now. We want to help you. We want to lead you in that right direction. But at some point in this life, your actions become your own, and you cannot continue to blame this that upbringing, just, you have to know what is right. You have to know what is wrong. And the most important thing is self-control. You have to learn self-control. 90% of the people that are in jail, because they have no self-control. They act without thinking. They speak without thinking. If I say this, what's going to happen? If I do this, what's going to happen? That's what you have to do. You're going to get upset again. It's going to happen. But you have to control yourself. Do you understand? What did I just say? What else?
Sometimes you have to control it.
Self-control. Do you understand? I'm going to give you one more short example, okay? If you get into a pissing match, if you get into a fight with someone who has power, like the power of arrest, like a police officer, someone who has the power to put you in a segregated room, if you get into a fight with this person, you're nearly going to lose every time. But if you tuck your tail between your legs and own it, more than likely they're going to let you go. I've used this example a lot. A while ago, I got pulled over by an officer. I was driving and I stopped. There's a stop sign there, right? Or I think, no, it was a red light. And it turned green. No, it was a stop sign. And I get to the stop sign and I stopped, but it was maybe for like a second. Cop comes behind me, woo, pulls me over and comes to my window, extremely aggressive. Why didn't you stop? What's wrong with you? You really could have injured someone. You know, officer, you're right. I'm sorry. I messed up. It was stupid of me. I won't do it again. And I'm really sorry. You know what he did? What do you think he did? Yeah. What do you think he would have done if I said, no, that's bullshit. I didn't do it. I stopped. I swear to God, I stopped. You're wrong, officer. What do you think he would have done? Well, or probably just given me a ticket. But if you tuck your tail between your legs and own it, 9 times out of 10, good things are going to happen. That's what you need to learn. Self-control. And you know what? Even if you're right and they're wrong, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But that's how we live. That's how we mature. That's how we grow up. Your actions now are your own. You have to realize that. We're working hard to get you out. So Josh and Morgan here have gone above and beyond the call of duty to try to get you out of here so you don't sit and languish in jail. We're working hard for you, but we can't keep you doing this. At some point, it's not going to happen again. So if you come back with a third case, if you are unable to control yourself and something happens and you either hit someone, or violate conditions again, get ready to stay with us. Do you understand? What did we learn today? Self-control. It's not hard. You're going to get upset, but just relax and everything will be fine. All right? Okay. So what we're due, have you spoken to them yet? You know? All right. We're working. We can't get you out today. It'll be tomorrow. We're trying to get you out hopefully by 2:00 tomorrow. The only thing that's pending now is we need someone to pick you up. So that's what Josh is doing right now to try to get someone to pick you up. If he can find someone, we'll get you out hopefully by 2:00 tomorrow. You'll be in there. Now, I don't want you to have contact with, who is it?
Chanson Cobbs.
Say it again.
Chanson Cobbs.
Do you know who this is?
Sure.
Please don't have any contact with this person. Don't have any weapons. Also, with the assault that you have, you're not to have contact with this person too. You understand?
Sure.
As long as you can do that, self-control, we are all happy. Okay?
Sure.
All right, Ms. Brown. Good luck. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Josh. You know, add those. Yeah, add on the probation, we'll just continue it. No contact and then no weapons. And then what are we gonna do with the other case? Just, I mean, I guess take your time. I'll waive her appearance for now. Hopefully she's, did we ever do a TRAS?
She's gonna reach out to the CSO for compliance to see if she's gonna go.
Okay, does she know this?
I'm assuming it's.
Okay.
I'll reiterate that.
Okay, as soon as she's done signing, I'm gonna reiterate to her that we expect you to.
Judge, I also had one I was gonna ask you about that was Alex. Yeah. So Laverne, L-A-V.
Hey, did you appoint her? Oh.
That's what I was talking about.
Like, hold, Stephen.
It looks like they're just doing some talking there. That was the last one I had for tonight. Snoopy reminded me of a story today. My wife sent me pictures of they put up the Christmas tree today, and I'm not a holiday person, so in the end, to me, I didn't care much about the Christmas tree, but I wanted to ask my wife how my dog liked the Christmas tree. Does she like it and appreciate it? And so my wife was telling me about how my daughter liked it, and I'm like, no, I had not worried about the daughter. I'm worried about the dog. Does the dog like it? And so it's always fun to see Snoopy there in the comments and the craziness coming out of him. Brecken sent a news flash earlier saying that she is not always in control. So y'all just be careful. Every once in a while, Brecken loses control, and I'm sure there stops being a filter between the mind and the mouth, and she'll even start typing some craziness. But that's the fun part about this chat is we got some good people in here. We got the crazy people in here, and we've got Victoria. She's in her own category. We don't even have a place to put her in. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Tomorrow's Thursday. Probably not going to get to do one Thursday. We're definitely going to do one Friday, definitely Saturday, and definitely Sunday. I hope to get back to normal schedule, get back to doing it. I'd really love to get back to the after the show since there's no chat in there anymore. It'd be great to be able to jump over and have a good after the show. And so thank you guys for coming out, and we will see you probably Friday.